Andrew has completed 4 weeks of his program at KeNako and is steadily losing weight. As usual, the start of week 5 kicks off with his weigh-in.
Okay, Andrew, we're at the start of week 5, so 4 weeks done. We were at 70.2 last week.
Yeah,
69.1, so we've lost a further 1.1
Yeah.
kilogram this last week. All that.
That's not bad, eh?
Yeah, no, that's excellent.
Yeah, 7 kilos the first, well, just on 7 kilos the first 4 weeks. You know, you got to remember it's winter. And the weather hasn't been that great here, so I think even for summer that would have been great, you know.
Yeah, the results of the weigh-in this week were what we expected. It was positive. We're happy with it. And one can also see now that the rate at which he's losing weight is slowing down. The first week we lost 2.7 kilograms. Second week 1.7, then the third week 1.4, and now the fourth week we only lost 1.1 kilogram. I believe it will stabilize now. Our aim is always to lose weight at a healthy rate of a kilogram per week.
Andrew trains 2 to 3 times a day, and after 4 weeks, his body is showing significant changes.
Everything is just improving, I mean, week after week. I mean, it's like amazing.
I tested him again this morning in terms of his power to weight ratio, his strength, and he's definitely pushing heavier weights. We're still not going that heavy that we're now going to increase his muscle mass too much, but just to keep the intensity up.
Yeah, I'm starting to push more weights now. I mean, we picked it up every week, and I'm doing it quite comfortable, I must confess.
As Andrew is getting fitter, stronger and lighter, his training program is adjusted to ensure that he continues to lose weight.
I've had to make some changes to get the intensity of the workout up to the same standard as what we did the first week. The first week it was so easy, he was very unfit, he was heavy, so with every exercise almost the heart rate went up to 160 beats per minute. But now his recovery is so much faster between sets, so our rest periods have to be shorter in between sets, and he's definitely getting fit.
Well, my heart rate is so much better, you know, I battle to get my heart rate up now. So yeah, the fitness is improving much better than I thought it would have.
Before coming to KeNako, Andrew took a 7-month break from racing, and within 4 weeks at KeNako, he has already lost 7 kilograms. The high workload that Andrew is putting on his body, combined with the chilly winter weather of the Western Cape, caused him to come down with a little cold.
Well, I ran my first 10 kilometer on the weekend, so which was like quite exciting. But then we all got sick afterwards, you know. But it's winter, I mean, we expect that. Everybody's got a cold around here, so we've all taken it a little bit easy the last couple of days.
Now we just have to make sure that we don't put him under too much strain because his body is fighting this virus, and we just want to give him the opportunity to fight this thing and get over it, so next week we can be back to full strength again.
Fighting a cold means that Andrew can't continue with his regular exercise routine, and he has to take it a little slower for a couple of days. Jan has adjusted his training program to accommodate more rest time, giving Andrew enough time to regain his strength.
The main thing is in a week when you're under the weather is to recover, to give the body enough time to recover and to fight the virus. So we've made sure that the intensity of the training is below 60% of his maximum recommended heart rate, so that we don't put his body under strain.
Well, I've slowed down in the training, my heart rate. I'm not allowed to take my heart rate more than 140. So it's only 60% of my heart rate. So yeah, but my energy levels has been quite low. But you know, every week can't be like this perfect training week. You know, it's winter, and it'll be interesting to see what my body does this week because I haven't trained that hard. But it's still looking like it's tightening up quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see what the scale says on Monday.
No, I think maybe a bit slower this week because we're not putting in the amount of work. But I mean, he's still on an eating plan that'll help him lose weight. Even if we don't do the same volume of exercise, but yes, definitely we don't expect to lose as much this week as what we normally do because of the lack of training.
KeNako chef Rob Douglas has also made some adjustments to Andrew's meals to give him an extra boost of vitamin C. To help you boost your immune system, Rob is sharing a vitamin C enriched recipe in today's nutrition tip.
The best way to combat flu is by increasing your intake of vitamin C, such as your oranges. Today's recipe I'd like to share with you is a almond, orange and date salad. You're going to need your dates, you're going to need your almonds, you're going to need your orange, some broccoli, And just to spice the salad up a bit of cucumber and tomato. And obviously your lettuce leaves. Wash and dry your lettuce leaves. Place them in a bowl. Now when doing anything with food, it's always nice to try and make it as pretty as you can, because you always eat with your eye first and not your stomach. Grab a few of your dates and roughly chop them. Place them to one side. Grab your almonds and slice them in half. You're going to need your one orange, which you are going to cut the skin off. And we are now going to segment this orange. We can now start building our salad. We'll start with a few dates sprinkled around, a few almonds, some of your orange segments cut in half. From there, if you want, you can add cucumber, tomatoes, onion to the salad. It's up to you. To finish our salad off, we'll just take another orange, slice them in half, and squeeze over our salad. And there we have a lovely, healthy, enriched with vitamin C salad.
Andrew has been away from home for almost 5 weeks, keeping his head down and working hard at his program. Being a little under the weather and in need of some good old TLC, Andrew is planning a weekend trip home to spend some quality time with his family.
Yeah, I've got my first weekend kind of off this weekend, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I've been here now 4.5 weeks, so it'll be nice just to get away for a day or two. Missing my family, I suppose you miss the dogs, you miss the home, and it would just be nice to see my NA friends. I miss my NA friends probably very much because I'm a little bit out of touch. I'm on the phone with them, but just too nice to see them again.
I think it is good for him emotionally that he just goes back and has a break. He's been here for 5 weeks now. It'll be at the end of the 5th week that he's going home, and it's just for a couple of days, just a quick break. And it's also a good test for him to make sure that he can eat the same way, that he can train the same way. So it'll be a good test for him before he gets back and we're back into the normal routine.
Before Andrew could leave on his weekend trip, Jan wanted to make sure that he sets goals so that he can keep his focus while he's away.
I found that Andrew is a bit reluctant to set goals, and I've asked him about it. He says the reason is that he doesn't like disappointment.
I've got no goals really. Otherwise I'm going to put expectations on it. I will be disappointed. I'm just going to keep going.
As professionals, it comes in from our side that we need to help him set those goals. That positive reinforcement of every time where you see, okay, I've achieved my goal, it actually gives you that extra energy and motivation to carry on.
Jan met with Andrew to help him set realistic goals.
We lost 5.8 kilograms in the first 3 weeks, so for the next 3 weeks I thought a good target would be 4.2. Make it a nice round figure, so to go from 70.2 kilograms down to 66. So that's what I want you to keep in mind, and then we can break it down into smaller targets, weekly targets. We don't do measurements every week, but we can jump on the scale and just check the weight like we've done. And the reason it's important for me, Andrew, that we do this is just to keep us focused. I've seen so many, often with athletes and people I work with, if we don't have goals and set those goals and we don't keep those goals or targets up here in our minds, especially with a long program like this, a 12-week program, we can get a bit lost.
With his goal set, Andrew is ready to take on the next 8 weeks, making every second count.
I'm going to try and make this part of my life to a degree, you know. So that's why I said it'll be interesting to see on Monday what I weigh in, to see what my body has done. Because I've done half the exercises this week what I've normally been doing. So it'll be interesting to see on Monday my weigh in.
He's been really committed. There's been a couple of opportunities where he could have cheated on his eating and he didn't. And even with the training, I've never had to go and fetch him from his room. He's always here on time for his training sessions, and motivated and excited about it and always having a laugh. So it's been great.
You got to work hard. Something that I've done always in my life. I love riding horses, and I've always worked hard at track. I just haven't been dedicated looking after my weight. And like this takes a bit of courage, you know. Courage meaning that although you're thinking you can't do it, yet you do it anyway. Or you try and do it anyway.
Tune in next week as we continue to bring you more on Andrew's road to success. If you have missed previous episodes, search for Andrew Fortune's Road to Success on YouTube.